Adamlar Urfa'ya bile gidiyorlar ya. Daha çocuklar gelmiyorlar. Shipping dispatch information ama hocam bilgi information var mı dispatch? Bilgi önemli değil. Evet. Onu kendi yazdım.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, you're taking the attendance tickets right now. And what we are doing here is trying to create the. So actually, it's time for you to start creating your project for the midterm. Let me show you your midterm project requirements. Yeah, it should be linked to your web application, and there should be GitHub with the descriptions and stuff. And of course, your web application should have the main page with the short description and stuff. And you have to implement REST. We discussed this, how to implement REST. You just need to make REST controller within your application. For instance, like this user controller. This is just user controller, but you can use the REST controller for some reason, I mean, you can use REST controller and put the REST stuff here. And we also discussed how to work with databases, especially the Postgre and stuff. And even there's H2 built-in memory-based database, which is limited to 2 megabytes, but it's extremely fast. And of course, you can use even SQLite. It's also file-based database. And others database like MySQL, Postgre is more appreciated. Okay, so last time we discussed how to do the security stuff. Maybe we should start a new project from the scratch to understand it more deeply. I guess it will be a nice idea. So yeah, we are working with the initializing the new Spring application. And yeah, let's say auth sample. Okay, so yeah, main Java stuff, and we'll pick Spring Web maybe, and time leaf, and of course Spring Security. So you can see that in the security tab you have more stuff. So the main de facto standard for authorization in your application, so securing your pages from being accessed, is Spring Security. But this is not the only way you can use OAuth. So this is Open Authorization Protocol. So you can bind the Google or Facebook authorization using this stuff, but I will maybe talk about this later. And also we can create our OAuth authorization server by providing the endpoint here. And also LDA, lightweight directory access protocol. So it's for local multi-user access. So you can think about if you are doing some local service, so it doesn't go outside of the internet, and the passwords and users are given by some other service, and you just connect to that service, and you can use authentication by some LDAP system. So usually LDAP is like in Windows, there's some kind of things in Windows, like Windows servers has the systems where you can provide the groups and the users. I don't know actually what is Okta. I never worked with the Okta yet. Specific configuration for Spring Boot, Spring Boot out. Okay. Yeah, I did not work yet, but I guess we don't touch most of these features. We pick only first ones, you see. We mainly pick the first one, and so depending on what kind of database we will use in our project, you'll have to pick this one. And you see, aside of the SQL, so you can use JDBC API or GPA. So you know what is the difference between JDBC and GPA right now. So GPA is Java Persistence API, which gives, so this is abstraction over queries, and this is like old but good old SQL queries. You can perform this using this one, and this one abstraction using Hibernate and stuff. And also there is Spring Data JDBC, also the same. And I don't know what are the others actually. H2 database, we discussed that. This is fast in memory database. You can use it actually for some things that need to be accessed very quickly, for some configurations, or just store some memory parts which should be accessible for every user have access. And MariaDB is the same as the, I guess, MySQL, Microsoft SQL. So this is, I guess, the brothers. And of course, we have Oracle and PostgreSQL drivers. And also aside of all of these classical databases, we have the Redis database. So it's synchronous and synchronous thread safe Java Redis. And Redis uses in many projects, and also MongoDB is some brand new thing that can be. So actually, there is MongoDB uses JSON style to store the data. I work with MongoDB. Actually, if you are using Node.js, I guess most of the Node.js developers use Mongo as the database. And there's Elasticsearch and stuff. So many things are supported. We didn't go to these other things we have here. So let's stop on the GPA and Postgre here from our classical pick because I like GPA and I like Postgre. So we'll try to go through all kind of stuff, all kind of installations here. Yeah, let's pick a new window. So what we will do here is maybe we'll create something like Java, of course. Here is our application. Let's close the Maven. And so we can create a new class for the controller. So let us create a new controller here. It hasn't finished the resolving dependencies, so that's why it's not ready right now. We should wait a little bit because I cannot even pick Java here. Okay, so now we just add a new controller here. So it can be main controller, for instance, for our application, and we'll give it REST controller annotation. So it's actually those annotations are not just like override or any others, they are actually injecting some dependencies and we don't see them. And this is simplifier, the development stuff, but actually they give us some, give to class some extra powers. So one of them is giving get mapping, for instance. And if you want the home page, of course, you'll have to do something like this. Public string. You can give some like index. And we should return some stuff, for instance, index. And maybe we should do other mappers here, like get mapping. And so if we want to do some admin page on our application, we should do it as admin. And let us say by now it will be admin page. So if we run this one, what will happen? Let us see. Okay, maybe I need to stop the previous one. Yeah, we didn't configure our database. That's why we need to configure it first. And there it should be configured within the location properties, I guess. So say data source URL and data source username, data source password here should be, and they should be also hibernate DDL auto update, I guess. So for URL, I guess I can pass the variables I have. If I go to variables, system variables for my Windows operating system, I can find them here. Where are they? Yeah. So for string URL, it should be this one. So I'm connecting to by GDPC protocol localhost and the Wix database. And the other stuff is I can use name as the root one, and the password can be 123 123 123. So right now, I guess I'll be able to run. Yeah. And some security also is running here. So if we go to localhost, yeah, since we have the security, it will force us to go to security page. We didn't configure it yet. That's why this stuff appears here. And it also controls if the field is filled with something. You see, and we say bad credentials if we are trying to log in right now. So actually, it's already working without any other things, as you can see. And if we want to go to page admin, won't be able to. So first we need to authenticate because we connected the security. And so security in Java is super reliable because even if you haven't specified the security, it will ask you for you to do some stuff. So to override this, we can create here new web security config, and we should, I guess, implement web security configure adapter like this. And we should, yeah, it should be not implement extends. And within this, we can implement some configurations like for HTTP, we can write, so we pass here the HTTP, which can be configured this way. So we can and match, or we can say if you go home, then we can allow, not allow, what was that? Not rely, permit, yeah. You can permit. Why can't I do? Should I write CSRF? So if we want to give them nature, we can give Why can't permit here? Permit all. Okay. There is no permission for this one. Yeah, maybe we should first do an authorized request, then do end matcher, and maybe we should add. So we have to give access to some roles, right? And this role should be what are they? Yeah. I need to recall this because I forgot how to give the permissions. Yeah, it should be has root. Okay. Seems like it's no. Yeah, not end matcher here. I wanted to add authorize requests. Now it should be end matchers. Home. Yeah, permit all. For instance, and if we reload the application, I guess we'll be able to go to this first part. So let us try. No, seems like we are not allowed to go there. Let us rerun this one. Maybe because we don't have anything on the home page. Let's go here. We have index, but we haven't created in the index yet. Maybe we should have to create the index HTML file with the what was the time leaf XMLNS, I guess. Is that correct? XMLNS. Okay, I have to take a look from my little old one because I forgot how to write. Yeah, I messed up with the order. XMLNS time leaf and no options from here, I guess. Can we pick other stuff, I guess, or not? I guess now we have to pick time leaf. Oh, okay. Now it may be possible. Now it still gives restricts our to go to the main page. Yeah, because we are we have done authorized request. Maybe we should add other page, for instance, admin has role admin, and matches user as any role, admin or user. So let us rerun this one. Yeah, I forgot to add here the annotation. That's why it doesn't, it's not applied. So I have to add the web configurer. I have to add configuration annotation here. It should be enable web security. Yeah, I forgot about that, sorry. So without this annotation, this one will not apply to our application. That's why I have to remove it. So now we see we have index here. But time leaf, why time leaf is not working? Maybe we have done, because we have done as the REST controller, we have to switch to just controller. Let's see if it will work. I guess we have index HTML here in templates, and it should work. Yeah, now it works, you see. So whenever we change it from REST controller to just controller, it immediately started taking it from the time leaf templates. So time leaf templating starts working immediately. Okay, now if we go to login page, it will ask. So for any other page, actually, if you want to use user, you'll have to log in. But our home page is free, and actually other pages are possibly to go, but admin and other pages we should log in. So you can specify which parts should be permitted to all and which parts should require some roles to be accessed from. And maybe we should try to, so actually we should create some users and other entities for our application. But before that, so yeah, we have also to this web security config, we can add the configure about authentication, and authentication will take the data from our GPA service. So for this one, we should create some user detail service. So here we'll take our authentication here and add use the detail service and write user detail service here, not local. So we'll create auto-word user detail service, but we haven't created it yet actually. Yeah, I forgot to add details. So now to implement this user detail service, we need to create a new new detail service. And we will pass it there to our configuration soon. So now we just create app user details service, I guess. So this service tells us what we are going to do with the user. So we should implement usually user details service, and after that we will need to implement the general method load user by username, and there we'll pass. The only thing we'll pass here is we'll pass the name, this one. So we'll change, maybe it's username found. We'll change it. Oops, not. This is this one. I guess I created wrong stuff here. Yeah, let me delete this one and create app user details, and should implement user details. And after that, we'll have to implement all of these methods here. And you see, most of them are new or configured by default. And so here we return the collection of the granted authority. So how it will be authorized. So instead of this username, we can pass our current username. So by default, let us make it all true. Even this one, it should be enabled, right? And for the password, we'll pass here just pass by now. And for the collection, we'll pass the some as list. So by default, we'll add some simple authority and we'll pass some role user. So this is like for by now to make it, and we'll have to create field username here. And aside of user details, we should create the app user details service, which should implement user details service, and there should be one method. And we should just pass here new my app user details with the string s. Why? Yeah, I forgot to create the constructor here, and also one more empty constructor. Yeah, that's why this one didn't work here. And also we'll need in the web security the pass encoder bean, public password encoder. So by default, get password encoder. So any authorization requires some password work. We will do by no password, no. So actually there is deprecated method, deprecated class, no password encoder. So it means like password will be passed as it is. But actually this is not nice idea. But by default, we'll try to perform this way. In order just to test our application, then we'll switch to normal testing stuff. So let us try to rerun it and see if it works. Yeah, it says bad credentials. Why? Yeah, seems like I didn't configure some important part. Yeah, have I created already the mapping for admin? Guess not yet. So maybe we need to create a new entity for users right now. Yeah, maybe, yeah, if we create it as a user, we'll definitely have the problems. So maybe we need to define table name. It should be it should be users, or this. We'll add the ID attribute. It will be integer. Yeah, let's move here. And also should be generated value. I don't know why it didn't add the generated value here. And there should be the strategy, as far as you know, generation type auto list. And if we can add other fields actually as username. Yeah, it should be string. String username. and string password. And also we can add additional things like active and roles. Yeah, active should be Boolean. So it can have multiple roles. So let us pick them out. Okay, let us just create setters and getters for all of them automatically like this. So actually this is it. We can, of course, if we will work with, if we have the entity, we have to create the interface, its user repository. Which should implement or extend GP the GP repository with the class user and integer. And the only thing we can add as the user find by user username and string username should be passed here. So this is it. We'll have this user created and the user repository get accessed by it, and we have to wire this user repository to my to detail service. And instead of this one, we'll just pass user repository find user, yeah, so S. But better to pass here the username stuff. So is there any error here? I guess something is not correct. What is this? We should return void, by the way. I guess no. So we should return user repository. No. What should be returned here? Maybe we should create a new user here, like this, and return it as a result. I guess not. Actually, we can do okay, one moment, sorry. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm back. And yeah, we stopped here that we have to pass the user here, but seems like it doesn't want to, yeah. So what, we have to change something here. What was that? Yeah, we have to work with our user details, right? Change it right now. And pass there not. So to the constructor, we have to pass not username, but we have to pass more stuff. So like private string password, private boolean active, and private list generated, granted authority list, authority list. So now we can go back here and okay, we should import the class and we should create username with, so here we pass user and we say username should be taken from here, and also we should add, so we, instead of passing the name, we just pass the user and initialize it with some value. So we pass details from the database actually right now, and we should remove other getters with get password and with is it active with git while we have roles here is active, and username should pass authorities. Was it their authorities? I don't remember these ones. I see roles here. Yeah. So that's why we cannot just so if we want authorities, this one, our authority lists, we have to change this get roles, and we have to split them, and so actually just need to transform from string representation to arrays representation. So this is it. Yeah, but still it doesn't work. So that's why we'll need. That's why we'll need to map it with some simple ground authority view, and so we'll have to change with some. Yeah. For now, it should be working this way. And we have still empty constructor here. It should be there, of course. And I guess we can read of all other stuff. So here we just need to return now authorities list. And instead of pass, we should return password. And instead of username, we have username. And About active, we should change it with the active. That's all. So we just pass the user's values to this app user details, and this is it. And let's go to app user details back again. So now it seems to be working, and so it seems to be working, but we'll have to apply auto changes here. So now we have the user, so user can pass some stuff. So also we have to check, yeah, so let us return this one, user. So this annotation can also be added. That means this is optional. This means that it can be also returned as null, so we can control it. And if we can add this stuff, so we can control if it's working or not, and we can control with new exceptions, username not found exception, and we can throw it to our page like this, plus username not found. What's wrong here? Yeah, it should be optional, but why it doesn't like it? Okay, we have still some problems here. Okay, let me fix really fast this one, and this one still. So find by username should be not here. Okay, close this one. Yeah, it should be here. Find by username. Yeah, I forgot maybe to add optional here too. Now it should resolve the problem here too. Okay, yeah, you have to follow all the options everywhere. And the last thing we would like to add is open our sample application and add enable GPA repositories, and we have to specify base package classes, user repository class. Okay, I guess we have connected that. Yeah, so we already configured our database, and I see here that they added something like this. I don't know what it is, naming strategy. And they added as org, hibernate, configure. Improve name strategy, and same they write dialect. Okay, we don't need that. Okay, we can add dialect here also, or hibernate dialect. It can be PostgreSQL dialect. I hope I am right. Let me just Google it fast, really fast. Maybe I want to know if it's right. Yeah, so maybe we don't need this one because I have version of 10. Should I specify the version? Maybe we just neglect this one. Really. And actually we have to have user. So let me see my database here. So maybe I need to create a new user here with some credentials, or I guess it will. Yes, we'll have email, name, user, password. Actually, it should have been changed. Maybe we should drop this table. And let me see, users, roles. Yeah, it's empty. And this one is, yeah, I guess I used this one, sorry, from app users. So it's empty right now. I guess I have to insert something, insert into app users, values, and it should be null. What is the schema here? Columns, null, active, true. Password, okay. I guess password shouldn't be that. So we didn't use any encryption, so it's not encrypted password. Okay, let us address one. Okay, roles, admin, user, and username should be Ruslan, I guess. I hope it will work. Let us try. Okay. Non-null constant name. Can I omit it, not enter this value? Okay, I have to enter this value. Okay, let me enter value 1. Yeah, I could insert it. So let me select from app users and see if there's users. Yeah, we'll have one user with the rights and the class 1, 2, 3. And okay, let us. So I have one home string and I want to go to admin page. it says to go here, and if I type Ruslan 123, I'll type credentials. Great. What's wrong here? Ruslan 123. Okay. Ruslan, admin user. Maybe I forgot it to rerun it. Now I guess everything should work. Okay, let us try to run it again. Okay, it says keep saying bad credentials. Still. But why? Let me see. Will it say user not found if I will pass someone? Okay, not yet. Bad credentials. I have the role admin. Maybe change it to user. I have this form authentication here. And user details service, where I take it from. Where I take it from. User details service. Maybe I should take it from app user details service. Okay. Yeah, it keeps user details service. Why am I using this one actually? Maybe it should be changed. Let me see. The security configuration. User details rise. Yeah, I guess it's right. And my roles are here. And no password here. What's wrong? Guess I messed up something here, but I have to find it where it is, where I had mistake. I see no mistake right now. Actually, this is pretty weird because maybe we should use new voice instead of this one. Why can't we use something like this? Okay, sorry. Yeah, let me finish this out. I will. Yeah, some of you had the problems, I guess, with Node.js. I wanted to help them today, but sorry, I couldn't fit in the time. So we'll continue tomorrow. And till tomorrow, I would like to write some YouTube video class to explain it in more short way. As I guess I already promised that. Again, sorry. So let us meet next tomorrow. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you, Lan.
Never give up until the final whistle.
Okay. Sorry for taking our time. See you tomorrow.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you for your attention. Being
Bye.